Hey guys, and welcome! So this is a Roll the Damn Dice Fathoms of Consequence special. This is a prelude that is going to give you all the details you need as to where the adventure is going to begin. So today, I am joined by the wonderful Toni Shaw, who will be playing the part of Captain Genevieve, and also the enigmatic Joy-Amy, who is, surprise, playing the character of Locticus Frayne, following the events of From the Ashes. I hope you're around to watch that. Go watch it, it is all on our YouTube. However, that's like 30 hours or something, so don't necessarily watch all of that before now. If you do want to recap, we have just released an episode explaining the details of how all the characters know each other. This is important stuff. You need to know this for the campaign, so go watch it, go like, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff. But in the meantime, let's get on with the story. So, we are in the mythical kingdom of Thyamis, completely submerged under the water. A dimension door opens in a corridor of the castle, and out comes Locticus Frayne. However, as I said, this is completely under the water. So, Joy-Amy, do you want to explain to me how Frayne currently appears?
Yeah, so you're used to Frayne being a highborn elf, bard. She has pink flowing hair, which has several now black streaks in it. Her kind of leather armour is a pink and black corseted top, but now instead of some excellent set of legs, she is sporting a full-on mermaid tail, which is pink iridescent scales, but with the odd kind of like black, almost like charred scale, kind of.
Nice. So yeah, and you are here in this corridor, and you're fully aware of where you are, whether it's you thinking about the one friend you still have, or something else. You have been called to Thyamis and the surrounding settlements, and you swim along, and you're able to open a huge double door where you see 3 thrones on top of a set of stairs, and in the centre you clearly recognise Geneius sat, probably looking a bit bored. To his left is a Triton woman, and she's more dressed than Geneius, more sort of practical fighting garb. And this is General Genevieve. Frayne, you're fully aware that this is his sister. They are very much twin energy. The third throne is currently empty. And there is a council of folks, and these are all different types of sea folk. So Merrill, Sohajin, shark folk creature, merfolk, sea elves, all sat around. And over to Frayne.
Your Majesty.
What? By the goddess. Frayne?
Geneius, I'm sorry. I've got stuff has happened.
Well, yeah, you got a tail.
Oh, yeah, don't worry about that. That's
right,
just
okay,
because
yeah.
we're underwater. I thought it would be a good idea.
You can just do that?
Don't worry about that right now.
Yeah, sorry. Where's Torin? Where's Lily?
They're both dead.
What?
Well, Lily, we were trying to stop Corellin. Corellin, he was destroying the Feywilds. Everyone was under attack. Everyone was dying, and he killed Lily, and I couldn't save her, and I couldn't save Torin, and I didn't know where to go. So I came here.
I had no idea that was happening. I would never have. I mean, I never would have let you. You were dead, and you were missing an arm, and.
Oh yeah, in fairness, the last time you saw me, I was sort of dead and sort of without an arm.
You were welded, like.
Yeah. So it's a bit complicated. They went to the Feywilds and they found me again.
Right. Okay. Like, So what now? Do we go to the Feywilds? Do you need me to mount? Genevieve, can we mount an army?
I don't think it's wise to mount an army to go to the Feywild.
Is there something we can do?
I just don't. At the moment, I don't know. Everything's different. I feel really strange, and I think I've might have interrupted something.
Oh, yeah, don't worry. This is just a council meeting. Guys, dismissed. Like, yeah, we'll catch up tomorrow. Yeah, same time. Yeah. Who's bringing cookies? Cool. Yeah. But yeah.
I'm guessing, like, you must be. Well, nice to meet you, Princess.
It's Captain.
It's Captain.
It's Captain.
Captain Genevieve.
Captain Genevieve.
Not Princess.
Not Princess.
But you're the Prince.
I was a prince once.
Right.
And then I got to be a king.
Wait, have I not heard that you've been made king? Surely that would have reached us in some kind of way.
I kind of been like laying low a little bit. I mean, as much as kings can lay low. When I left, Atlas told me that somebody was like wearing my face and sinking islands, and I think you can guess who that would be. Dealt with that, and they're locked up in the dungeon, and then so Pops died. Bit sad, wasn't it? And then like we went to do the fighty thing to see who got to be like the leader and who got to run the military, and it was actually quite easy. Like I like, no offense, because like you're a formidable fighter, and I definitely would have thought you would have had me pegged, but like I kind of won it really easily.
Yes, Geneius was the strongest of the both of us. It was without a doubt. All of the witnesses say that Geneius won fair and square.
Right, so I got to be king.
Frayne is definitely going to shoot a look at Genevieve that says, "Yeah, I know."
Genevieve is going to shoot a look back saying, "I don't care."
And Geneius doesn't know. I mean, like, of course you're welcome to stay. There's like so many rooms, like it's like a castle. So like, yeah, lots of rooms, and like stay.
I would really appreciate that right now, because everything is just. I mean, it was fine, and we were winning, and then she was gone, and I couldn't save her. And
wait, before we start letting people just stay here who we've not seen for months, how do you know that you weren't followed?
Oh, wait, what do you mean months? I've literally come straight from the Feywilds. We were only there for a few days.
Oh, that's like mind-blowing.
Well, time probably works differently in the Feywilds.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
It's a different dimension.
Yeah, I know that. I'm from the friggin' Feywilds. It shouldn't be that messed up.
But yeah, like, it's been like a while since I brought Storm back, and since I've been king. We managed to like stop the war, mostly. Like, a little war, but like not much war now, which is good. And yeah, so it's I haven't seen you guys for months, if not longer.
Something is not right. I don't think I would have been followed. There isn't anything left to follow me. Everyone is dead.
I just think we should be careful. I mean, we have just managed to stop multiple wars from happening, and I wouldn't want anything else to start.
I think for now we just show some hospitality to a friend of mine who, like, I fought for alongside. Like, I trust this person as much as I trust anyone, and yeah. You rest up and you get yourselves together, and yeah, like it's been a ride. The guards, yeah, guys, yeah, come up, like East Wing, yeah, the nice room, yeah, the one with the views, that's the one, yeah. These guys will take you to somewhere and you can chill for a bit, and we'll catch up properly tomorrow. Sorry, king stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's really, really good to see you.
Yeah, you too. Like, yeah. But take care, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. And as Frayne starts to wander off, Geneius is a bit sort of taken back and a bit overwhelmed, and just sort of looks to his sister. What?
You haven't seen her in months.
Well, yeah,
the last time you saw her, she was dead.
Yeah, well dead.
And now she's just going to walk into our kingdom after we've spent so long making this right and a peaceful place, and you're just going to let us stay here with no, worry, no care.
Honestly,
We've got to be careful.
If it was anyone else other than her, and Torin, Lily, I trust these people. We fought side by side and we had each other's backs. She's one of my best friends that I made up there. I really trust her.
And that's why I'm the captain.
So, later on that evening, Captain Genevieve is not feeling confident with the conversation she had with her brother. Frayne has spent some time meditating in the room, resting up. Any sort of thoughts of what Frayne's feeling or what's coming through in a meditation?
So normally she would meditate cross-legged under the sky, but she's gone through some changes recently. So she's sort of floating, I want to say in the air, but it's not the air, just floating in the room.
Yeah.
Meditating, but now rather than her eyes being closed, they're completely open, but they are just like a wave of dark purple. Which is kind of creepy.
And Captain Genevieve, not to be one to knock on most occasions, but certainly not in her own palace, just opens the door and walks in to see this.
You're not heard of knocking.
It's my castle. I don't see the need for me to knock.
You're a bit rude, aren't you?
I wouldn't say rude. I would say more just to the point. I'm not one for messing around.
Well, maybe you need to go back to finishing school.
I think maybe you should go back to the Feywild, or at least away from here.
Look. I can't go back to the Feywilds. The Feywilds are an absolute... They're a friggin' mess.
I'm aware of that, and you've just so happened to come to our kingdom after this mess has taken place. When my brother last saw you, you were dead, and now you're alive. You can understand why this seems a little bit suspicious.
Suspicious? Surely it's a bit of a miracle? Normally people are happy when people they think we're dead are actually not dead. Do you think you're being a little bit too suspicious?
If I wasn't a little bit too suspicious, the wars would still be going on and I would not be doing my job as captain.
Do you know, I'm not really feeling very welcome here. I came to ask for help. I came to ask my friend for help. He said, yes, let's help. He's your king. That means he's in charge of you. So if he says you need to look after me, then you need to look after me, don't you, princess?
It's captain. And he may be my king, but he's also my brother, and I know him better than anybody else. And I know that sometimes he can get a little bit, trustworthy, overly trusting, and I'm here to make sure that part of my brother doesn't get us all killed.
Well, maybe you don't know your brother as well as you think you do.
Maybe you don't know my brother as well as you think you do.
What? You're rubber and I'm glue? Or is it the other way around? I never did understand that.
All I'll say is that if you try and hurt my brother and our kingdom, you might be powerful now, but I can guarantee you are not going to beat 5 armies worth.
Then you've obviously never heard of Locticus, Frayne.
So, days go by. And Geneius and Frayne have had opportunity to catch up, and currently they are kind of swimming through some of the corridors. And Frayne is looking out across all of the kingdom.
It's a bit weird constantly being followed by guards.
Yeah, what can I say? Genevieve's really, really good at her job. And she's just worried about things getting bad again. I'm sure they're not gonna be, but it'll be fine. But yeah, so what do you think you're going to do whilst you're down here?
I don't know. I was thinking about finding out a little bit more about this kind of place, because obviously I can't go home. Is Thyamis where everybody kind of from all the undersea folk live? So do you rule over everyone?
Oh no, so it's like mad, right? So in the land where there's different islands and then different people and different political structures of government.
Well done.
Thanks. I had to learn that one. Yeah, so it's like that down here too. I didn't really know when I was growing up here, but then I came back and then I became king, and then I had to find out about political structures of government. But like, there's Encalia, that's quite cool. They're really nice there. And the Maelstrom Passage, don't swim that unless like you've had some good practice in you. Oh, and there's some places like I'm not even allowed to go because like they don't even think I'm king, which is weird because like I am king, but they don't think I'm king, which means like I can't go there.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you got, I don't know, like a library or something? I can look this stuff up. You know?
Library, like book storage.
Yeah, the place where they put the books. Look.
Yeah. So like, come on, this way. So
Right.
like, this is where all the texts are from like Thyamis history. There's some stuff from like there's some stuff from Adriana, which that stuff's like really out there, but it's cool if you can read. And yeah, it's everything is here you could ever want.
Right. What's the? Don't need the guard though, do you? I mean, it's not like what am I going to do? Give somebody a paper cut? It's a bit difficult to do down here.
Yeah, I suppose like libraries are pretty low risk. So yeah, the dark magic's just like way to the back there,
Right.
and you're like relieved. Like go like trim some seaweed or something. Yeah, that needs doing. Go. I reckon they'll leave you alone now, and you'll be fine.
Well, I mean, unless you want to come and sit and I could read you some stuff.
Oh yeah, that sounds cool, but I've got like a council meeting,
Right.
and yeah, that's probably going to be just as boring. So I guess I gotta go do that. But like, just chill in here, have fun.
Thanks.
No ice.
Send me some sort of alcohol at some point if you know.
Yeah, good shout. I'll get the chef on that. Chef making alcohol, why not? And Geneius sort of swims off, and Frayne, you are now left in the library.
Right, so Frayne is going to be flicking through a few of the volumes, going, nah, nope, boring, and then she's going to swim towards the back where he mentioned that the dark stuff was, and she's going to notice this particular book that has a kind of like a red trident embossed on the front cover of it, and she picks it up and she starts reading.
So, days have passed, some more, and Frayne has pretty much just held up in the library, and the captain has a few words to say about that.
Why is your friend in the library so often?
Oh, like, it's weird because, like, I didn't think she was, like, really into, like, book stuff. But then she explained, like, a little bit that, like, a lot of her upbringing was, like, book stuff. So, like, I thought, like, maybe she'd like book stuff. Like, girls love books, right?
Right. And why is she not being guarded? I specifically said that she needs to be escorted everywhere to make sure that everything's fine and everything's...
Well, like, what's the worst that's going to happen? Is she going to, like, make a paper cut happen?
Have you noticed what she's reading about?
Like, no, like, just, she said something about the history of, like, the kingdoms and stuff.
She's reading about the tridents.
What about the tridents?
You know, the tridents that came from Erytrite and are there for us to defend ourselves. She's doing quite a lot of reading about those.
That's not even real, though, is it? I mean, like, yeah, mine's a magic trident, and, like, is yours magical too?
Yes.
Oh.
They're the tridents. Those two. Then there's, one in Macarolia.
Nah, honestly, right, it's... Dad was obsessed with the tridents. I don't, like, really buy it's a thing. Like, it's nice that mine lets me know that there's danger and stuff, but, like, nah, it's not real.
Believe me, Geneius, it's real. And I'm worried that she's reading a little bit too much about it.
Well, I mean, like, it's all ancient magic and stuff, like, probably just curious.
Do you know what she could do if she gets her hands on one of those?
As I said, I don't think such a thing exists. If we knew about that kind of thing, it would have been, like, wars and stuff.
There were wars, Geneius. We literally stopped, like, a bunch of wars.
And Geneius just kind of just swims off as this conversation continues, and the two of them just not really seeing eye to eye on this issue. We see Frayne in the library, and she is studying book after book, but the one with the red trident is the one that she keeps coming back to. And as Frayne is reading, Geneius kind of just swims up behind her and is like, so you're looking at the history of the tridents there.
Yeah. It's like, you know how I was meant to be this, like, chronicler and stuff? The books are kind of comforting, you know? It feels a bit like being at home, but this one's really interesting, you know, like, reading about, what exactly are they?
Well, the story goes that Eretride, the goddess of the sea, more the tranquility and the ebb and flow in the piece. She had, it's called a trident, but there was actually 9 prongs to it. Don't understand why something with more than 3 points is called a trident, but either way.
Don't overthink it, you'll, your brain.
Yeah, of course. And each time she recognized a champion, she picked a prong off the trident and gave it to that champion. And like mine warns me of danger. My sister's, it's the one of commanding sea life and other beasts in the sea. And apparently, in Memcalia, they got one that's powerful enough to pierce a god's skin.
Oh, that's the one that's in Memcalia?
Yeah, it's kind of like a few days swim away from here, more towards the south. If you look for like coral reefs and stuff, avoid the dead water whirlpool.
Right.
But if you go to where the coral is, just a city that descends down.
Oh, okay. And the people, they're nice, are they?
Really nice, very welcoming, quite sort of like, they're just a very innocent, peace-loving folk. I imagine kind of similar to like what the Feywards were like before it all went a bit wrong.
Well, it might be a nice place to maybe take a little trip, little reminder of what life was like in the Feywilds.
Yeah, I'm sure you can find something to do there.
I'll have a think. And she's just going to bury her head kind of back in the book.
Yep. And Geneius just takes a beat. And he sort of just like leans in. He's like, I know like the stuff you've been through is like tough and everything and grief and loss but sometimes you've just got to like accept that darkness as part of you and rebuild yourself around it and take that darkness as like a power almost. Make it your power. I don't know. It's just some thoughts. And Geneius swims away, leaving Frayne with the book. And the next day, in the Kingdom of Thyamis, alarm bells have started to ring across the city, and Genevieve is swimming fast. She is swamming across the castle, down the corridors, and she gets to a door, and she just bursts in to where Geneius was sleeping, and just like, oh sis, what's going on with the alarms and stuff? Like, what's happened?
Frayne has gone.
Oh, where's she gone?
Well, it appears that she might be going to Corolia,
Oh, what's there?
the city of the merfolk.
Yeah. Like, why's she gone there?
Well, I don't know, but she was reading up on those tridents, wasn't she?
Oh, the tridents are just a myth.
Well, they're not a myth, despite what you keep trying to tell yourself, but the, strongest trident that was ever forged is there.
Right, so maybe she's just doing some sightseeing or something, or what are you suggesting?
Well, I'm suggesting that it's pretty convenient how your friend who's just come back from the Feywilds, who was dead and now isn't, it was learning up about all of these tridents, probably one of the most powerful weapons under the sea, and she just so happens to be going to the exact place where they are.
Alright, let's just say you're right, and you usually are. What, should we put the city on lockdown, or...?
Yes, we should put the city on lockdown. We need to make sure that she doesn't come... If that wasn't her that the City Watch saw, we need to make sure she doesn't leave, and we definitely do not want her coming back without being seen.
Okay, let's gather the council, and let's come up with a plan. I'm sure it's a misunderstanding, but you're probably right. Let's take some precautions.
Thank you.
So Frayne has made it all the way to Memcalia. and she starts to descend down, sort of like a ridge way, and it's just filled with coral. Like the merfolk are living in houses structured of coral, and they're all swimming around, and they're quite just happy, and it's just, you can hear just joy in the air and stuff, and a lot of merfolk are just looking at you, Frayne, and just like they're just waving like, hi, hello. You hear lots of like, how are you today, and one merfolk, and this is gorgeous male merfolk, sort of really tan skin, and sort of like white hair, flashing black, and he just swims over to you and he's like, hello.
Oh, hello there.
I don't think I've ever seen you here before.
Oh, no, I'm new.
Oh, new? Oh, that's exciting. That's new people. That's so cool.
Well, yeah, I was wondering, do you think you'd be able to help me? You see, I don't really know how things work around here. I don't know the rules and the things that I'm supposed to do and not do.
Well, the rules are, there are no rules. Just be happy, be nice, have fun, and just be friendly to everyone. That's it. That's what we do here.
Oh, well, if we're going to be friends, my name's Locticus Frayne.
Ionius. I never thought I'd have a friend as pretty as you.
Oh, get off.
Do you think we're going to be best friends?
I think we will be the best of friends, Ionius.
That's cool. That's
Actually,
so cool.
There's a thing that they do where I come from.
Okay.
If you're going to become best friends,
Yeah.
you see, what's really important is that the two of you share a secret.
I don't think I have any secrets. Like,
You know, I heard about a secret. There was something to do with like a trident.
you can't talk about that.
Why not?
Okay, there might be one rule. Okay, just come with me, follow.
All right.
And Ionis just swims on, and Frayne, you manage to keep up, even though you're not natural at this. You've spent some time now. You are getting quite the grip of going against currents and stuff. And he takes you to sort of rooted within the walls, and it's the most glorious, huge piece of coral. He's like, and he just pulls like some sea netting away from the door. He's like, okay, come with me quickly, in here. And you swim through, and he takes you to almost what would like you kind of you'd associate it with an altar, if that makes sense. Like if you try to make sense of it into your mind, what you see of the world above, and it's just like an altar table, and there are sort of like seats and stuff, but the seats kind of like go up and around and stuff that you could sit anywhere in the room. And he goes over to this table. He's like, okay, I'll show you this, but like you must never tell anyone.
Oh no, I won't tell anyone.
Most people don't know it's here, and some people don't even believe it's true. But and he pushes the lid off this sort of tabletop, and there, lying there, is the brightest, reddest, three-pronged trident. It's glorious, and it's the power you feel radiating off this trident. It is what makes it so glorious. He's like, you mustn't tell anyone this is the secret.
She looks down at it and says, oh yeah, there it is. And she doesn't even look at him. Her hand comes reaching out, and she casts Shatter at poor Ionius. And with the other hand, with her magical wooden arm, she picks up the trident.
Oh!
And as he's lying on the floor, and she's going to leave, her hand, her original hand, starts to gather like a black hue towards the ends as she's filling it with like a necrotic kind of energy, and she's getting ready to cast Inflict Wounds at the highest level and kill this boy.
Oh, I will say, Ionius, this big strapping merfolk.
When I say boy,
Yeah.
it's because I'm an elf. I'm quite old.
Yeah. But he has tears streaming down his face. This is he's never experienced even the mildest heartbreak. This is shattering to him. He's never felt these kind of emotions.
So she reaches out her finger to touch him, and then like recoils from it. I'm sorry. I didn't have any choice. And she swims away from him.
And he just lies there and cries. In the meantime, Thyamis is on lockdown. The council representative from Encalia comes swimming to the throne room where there is frantic meetings being held about what to do about this pink fey creature and what she is doing in the sea. Then this merfolk just says, we can now confirm that she's taken the trident and she's gone. And then Geneius, just his face drops and he's like, oh. So like the tridents, they're real.
This is what I've been saying to you this entire time, Geneius.
Like I felt you could have just like got the point across a little bit more. I don't know, like there's just something. Oh, I can't believe they're real.
Yes, of course they're real. This is what I try to keep telling you. Like, me and you, we have the tridents.
Well, like, which one does this one do? Like, what does it do? Like,
the one from M. Coralia?
Yeah.
That's the Slayer's trident.
The Slayer's trident. Slayer's slaying, slay. Oh! 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 Why?
The only weapon in the, as far as we know, the entire world that has the ability to pierce the skin of a god.
Oh, this is bad. This is bad. This is bad. Maybe. Okay.
Look, just to take a seat. Right, guards, we need to make sure we get an army over to M. Coralia right now. We need to make sure that she does not go anywhere with that trident. If she does, we could all be dead in the next 24 hours.
Sis, I don't want to interrupt you doing your thing. You're really good at that. I'll try not to like overmind you or nothing. But like, I think we need to go to Adriana. That's where she is, and that's where she'll be going.
Okay, forces to Adriana.
No. Me and you.
Me and you.
We handle this. Like, if it's gonna go south, at least it's just us that gets taken out, not everyone else.
You're right.
I'll reason with her. I'll talk with her. This is madness.
No, you are right. We don't need to be endangering other people. Like, I was given the job as captain of the military, and if I don't do that, then what's the point?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do that. Thank you for the news. Take the forces. Make sure the people are fine. We're gonna just go check something else out that could be bad. Cool. For Thyamis.
For Thyamis.
The two royal twins swim as fast as they can across the sea to get to Adriana. The way is cleared for them. The oracles and the sea elves that live there know exactly why they have come. They get to a temple, a huge temple, and they swim down through to a crater. And in there, they see Frayne with this trident attacking Aphrodite, the goddess of the seas. Frayne, what are you doing? Like, this is madness.
What are you doing here? Just leave me alone.
You're gonna stab a god. Like, you can't do this.
You're gonna get hurt. She's going to fling some shock force in the direction of the twins of Geneius and Genevieve. It is filled with a darkness. It feels, when it hits you, you feel this immense despair, and it moves you back.
Yeah, that happens. And they go. The twins go flying back, and from this shockwave as well, the goddess who was holding onto a giant bident, it flings out of her hand and goes like flying off to the sea. It's such a pace that no one present has no idea where that's gone.
And Frayne, holding her brand new Slayer's trident, will just scream, "For Lily! For Torin!" and stabs it into the chest of the goddess.
And if Genevieve and Geneius could get up, they would have been pushed back even further at this point. The power coming from a goddess being mortally wounded is insane, and lightning and thunder just starts to crackle in this sort of cavern, and the temple itself starts to shake and come apart.
Frayne begins to twist the trident, creating almost like a vortex hole in the chest of the goddess. And she reaches in, and to anyone watching, it will look like she's going to reach in and grab the goddess's heart. But what you will see is this darkness wrap itself around Frayne's arm and kind of crawl up her arm. It makes her scream. It crawls across her chest, up across her chin, down her throat, and just fills her up. And as it fills her up, it's like this energy explodes from her, and where she had like one set of arms, she now has 3 sets. So she has
6 in total.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she has like a black ethereal set that she picked up from the piece of the desolation that she picked up in the Feywilds, and then above that, this like rippling, almost sea-like dark pair above that. And she screams over to Geneius and Genevieve, "Don't follow me! I don't want to have to kill you!" And then she dimension doors the fuck out of there.
And the goddess of the sea falls down this cavern further and further and further, but the power coming from this just pushes the twins back even further, and they are pushed out to the seas, just sort of screaming and also like can't believe the sight they have seen. And that is where the prelude ends. Make sure you tune in to watch Fathoms of Consequence, which will be a 6-part series coming out over the summer. Until next time, guys, go out into the world and roll the damn dice.